Alright, and they're off. Again, this is Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland, any % tournament. It's a race between FasterSuperSonic and Sharky2107. One thing to note about this game, all enemy placement is static, meaning that they're always going to show up in the same spot, but their movement is RNG based. So, though they might start in the same spot, some might jump, some might fly, some might attack. That'll come into play a lot more with some of these enemies, like the fire enemies called hotheads. And the Waddle Dees right there, as you see FasterSuperSonic going under one of those. That enemy can either jump and you have to go under, or walk and you have to go over. It's just a matter of analyzing what's going on and getting the movement right. As you saw FasterSuperSonic do right there, he absorbed 2 enemies, which causes Kirby to have a big star, which can kill a couple of these bosses in one hit. Let's see if Sharky's able to get it. He does not, so he's going to go ahead and casual Sharky Poppy here. FasterSuperSonic almost make it under the door there. He gets this ability called Burning, okay? There are a few abilities in this game that have better movement speed than others, and obviously for a speed run they're going to use the ones with the better movement speed. Burning is one of those, though it has the burden of having vulnerability frames where you can't do anything after each attack, which, if not placed in the right space, can put you in a bad position. Another thing to note about Nightmare in Dreamland, other than compared to the other games, is enemies do not have health bars. Every enemy goes down with 1 hit, but Kirby also loses his ability with every hit. So if you get hit, you're losing your ability. You have to chase after that star, and that's going to cost you some time. FasterSuperSonic, let's see if they can get the quick kill on Frosty here. Oh, gets a wonderful fight with Frosty. Sharky deciding to drop sword and I guess gonna grab Burning here. It's a good call. Both players with 1 health. Puts them both in a dangerous spot. A death will put you at the beginning of the screen that you are currently on. A continue, if you run out of lives, will put you at the beginning of that level. Or that zone, I guess. Sharky taking a death here at the end of this screen. Not a very good place to die. He's going to have to grab Burning again, which luckily you can get Burning on the same screen. FasterSuperSonic going against Wispy, the iconic first boss of every Kirby game. Making quick work of him and moving on to Ice Cream Island. I can try to talk quieter if you'd like, Cocoon. We got FasterSuperSonic down to 1 health again. Burning through here, trying to get further. We got Sharky casualing Frosty here, gonna grab Freeze, which is a very good ability. It gives lets you pretty much go through any enemy as long as you're pressing B, but if he loses it and decides not to go back for the star. FasterSuperSonic still not doing a soft reset to get his health back. Let's see if this is going to pay off or it's going to hurt him. If he can get this quick kill, there's a couple potions on this next level. He should be fine, so it was a safe call to go ahead and do that. As long as he's confident with getting this quick kill here. He's going to drop Burning and absorb the star and the hothead and get a quick kill here on Wheelie. Sharky going into Wispy with Beam. Not one of the stronger abilities in the game, unfortunately. Although the hat is amazing. Sharky down to 1 health again. Let's see if he's gonna get through here. FasterSuperSonic going each stage. So except for the first one, has a one of these Meta Knight arenas, and Meta Knight sends out a variety of enemies that go in against you in these arenas. These enemies take 2 hits from most abilities to for them to be defeated. So most of these you'll see going through powerless. Sharky now on Ice Cream Island, level 2. Let's see how he handles this one with Tornado with 1 health. Very scary amount of health. I hope both of these players understand. Ooh, there we go, taking a hit. But luckily it was on a short screen, so he's not going to take too much of a penalty for that. FasterSuperSonic trying to get his power back, decides to just go ahead and skip on without it. Not necessarily a bad idea. It does make one screen a little more difficult, but does not cause a significant issue. Sharky getting the quick kill on Wheelie, which really helps him here. Alright, FasterSuperSonic right now going through one of the more difficult screens in this speed run. It's hard to get through it very fast. Sharky accidentally tapping the VC menu there. Just a silly little blip will cost you a couple seconds. NIDL will never be a good ability. Now we got FasterSuperSonic on one of the greatest puns of this game. This is Paint Roller. Ooh, it has a great Paint Roller fight. That is a very, very good Paint Roller fight. Pushes through on to the next level. Butter building, as every runner of this game knows, this is probably the least favorite stage. Taking down TikTok. Oh, and loses his ability. Let's see if he can push through here. Sharky just finishing up this Meta Knight arena. Oh, and gets his attack dodged. It's a very rough opportunity there. Not much he can do about that when he jumps, though. Sharky going against TikTok without any abilities, which is going to be a definite downside, going the powerless strat and grabbing these Waddle Dees at the top. Grabs Mike. Alright, FasterSuperSonic going into one of the most annoying fights in my opinion in the game. I rip a lot of runs to this fight. Is this fight with Bugsy here, using Sword. Sharky grabbing all kinds of powers with this laser here. Let's see how this is going to play out for him. Getting an extra 1-up just to make sure. Not necessarily a bad call, but makes me doubt if he knows that soft resets will give him 2 lives back. Taking a hit and losing his ability. Let's keep going. FasterSuperSonic grabbing up high jump. He has 1 health going into this level. Not necessarily a hard thing, as this next bit of the level isn't too bad if you die on. However, the next level is going to be very tough for him. Sharky also on 1 health. We'll see how he handles this. And takes a death on the long screen. FasterSuperSonic deciding to go for the Meta Knight Arena with 1 health. Very risky. Let's see if this pays off. Very smooth so far. Let's see if his practice has paid off. Oh, and takes a death on the Meta Knight Arena. Not something that you ever want to do, as that makes you go through it again from the start without a power. And losing high jump here, it can cost a minute or so. FasterSuperSonic pressing onward, going through this with Sword instead of high jump. He's butter building is very, very vertical oriented, so it makes high jump a very good ability to keep as long as you can. Let's see how it plays out for him though. Sharky going into paint roller fight with high jump. Let's see how he's able to handle this. Decides to use high jump as an attack, therefore relying on paint roller's paintings to do damage. Not a very good call in my opinion, but let's see how he is able to work towards this. Maybe he's going to get Spark. He does not get Spark. Okay. FasterSuperSonic making his way through these corridors. And Sharky down to 1 health on paint roller. Let's see if he's able to finish this last hit. Does not finish paint roller and therefore has to do the fight over. Goes straight in with that ability. Let's see if he's able to push it out this time. FasterSuperSonic going through the dark room. This room, if you cannot see them, there are actually semi-invisible walls here, which can cause some issues here, but he's going to grab high jump and go up this vertical area. FasterSuperSonic taking down Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright and going on to Great Garden. Very easy fight if you have the right abilities. Sharky, trying to take down TikTok with Stone, decides to just not do that. It's probably not the best call with an enemy that doesn't move too much. But finishes it off and proceeds onward. We got FasterSuperSonic with UFO, one of the cutest abilities in this run, in my opinion. FasterSuperSonic making some quick work out of these first few levels. Sharky's still pushing forward. Ooh, and Sharky taking an early hit from that hothead. That's a very dangerous screen. It's one that early runners struggle with because you have to remind yourself that in 3-2 that you have to start flying immediately in the run. Otherwise, that hothead can most likely will get you. Sharky working his way up without abilities. And FasterSuperSonic, puffing right over those Poppy Juniors. I'm going to grab Spark here and take the double Poppy fight down. Sharky grabbing Cutter. Okay. That's one Poppy. FasterSuperSonic having a wonderful, wonderful Poppy fight. Sharky trying to get this hit. One health is a very scary thing in this game. Let's see if he's able to push forward and... Ooh, almost takes a death there. And takes a death halfway on a long screen. FasterSuperSonic making it his way through my favorite level of the game. With the horizontal wind, it adds some extra speed to Kirby's movement, makes it a little more fun in my opinion. Sharky going into Bugsy with Wheel. Let's see how this plays out for him. Wheel, not a very good ability on Bugsy, as any forward attacks are going to have Bugsy grab you. And the animation is very, very slow. Let's see if FasterSuperSonic's been practicing this area. Oh, it's very smooth movement through here. FasterSuperSonic with some quick presses going down this this long screen here. Gonna drop and grab Spark to fight Fan, one of my least favorite bosses in this game. Wonderful kill. Sharky doing a soft reset. Very good call. Very good call to make sure you get full health and 2 lives. Takes a hit and absorbs both enemies, and when you absorb your star and a enemy, you're always going to get the ability of the star before you get the one of your of the enemy you swallowed. FasterSuperSonic making his way through this this invincibility candy area, going into a Meta Knight arena. Now I'm going to go ahead and apologize to the chat here. I need to take a quick bathroom break, and I'll be right back with you. Alright. I see FasterSuperSonic is here in the dark room. Having a hard time with these enemies here. Taking lots of hits and down to 1 health, which is a scary way to be. But, able to push through it and see if he gets this health here. Oh, and takes a death. Understandable. Instead of having 3 health, he's going to go ahead and have full health going into Krakow. Sharky about to go into... Good call getting sword before going into this bonkers fight. It'd be a very slow fight to do so without powers. FasterSuperSonic making his way up to the Krakow fight. Now I do just want to state the winner of this match is actually going to go against me in the next round. So I'm curious to see how these runners are going to play. And FasterSuperSonic having a very solid Krakow fight. Very solid Krakow fight. While Sharky is making his way up to 3-6. Grabbing Crash. Interesting technique. And FasterSuperSonic accidentally spitting out Stone before falling down to this area. Stone has a really fast downward movement and would have made that a lot safer and quicker. FasterSuperSonic making it into one of my favorite levels. Not as good as the one with the wind, but still a good level. Some wonderful movement. Sharky is going to grab this extra one up to make sure he's extra careful. FasterSuperSonic going to grab ball here. Let's see what strat he decides to use on this. He decides to puff his way through. Takes the max tomato and proceeds onward. Now Sharky going into Mr. Shine and Mr. Bright with high jump. Sharky playing it safe here and taking a hit from the damaged moon here. And then another hit from Mr. Bright. Shine? Shine. I don't know which one is which. FasterSuperSonic high jumping his way up through the screen. Going to one of the more technical levels of the game. And gonna grab wheel on this next one. If anybody here has played Powerless, they know this to be one of the worst screens as it's built for wheel. And FasterSuperSonic going down Spike Shaft. Let's see if he's able to do so without taking damage, and he doesn't. But it was still a very solid Spike Shaft. Sharky taking a death at the end of a long screen. Never a good place to die. Luckily, he has picked up some of these extra lives, and he should be good as far as that goes. FasterSuperSonic going through one of these Meta Knight arenas, as I said earlier. Very technical way to route these, as defeating certain enemies spawns certain enemies. But he's able to do so without too much of a challenge. And Sharky grabbing Tornado, very good call here. FasterSuperSonic utilizing the ball ability to have some really fast downward movement with some invincibility. Sharky getting a little caught up with Tornado here. It's very hard to maneuver that ability, and it does not deal damage to blocks. FasterSuperSonic able to retain the ball ability through that screen is going to make this next fight a lot quicker. Sharky taking some damage, but able to get that potion. Let's see if he's going to go ahead and get Spark for this Poppy fight. And FasterSuperSonic making a very, very quick work of Fire Lion here. FasterSuperSonic gonna go ahead and grab Wheel here. It's another one of those levels that is built for this ability. FasterSuperSonic utilizing a technique we call Mix here. When you absorb two enemies that give you abilities and you press down, it goes through a roulette of abilities. For those two, if you grab two wheel enemies, press down and hold A, which will give you the first thing on that roulette. It's going to be Hammer, which makes the fight with Heavy Mole a lot quicker. Makes very quick work of Heavy Mole, and is going to proceed onward. That's FasterSuperSonic making great time. FasterSuperSonic is wanting to give me a run for my money. Going to proceed on with Burning here. Sharky going into the Fan fight. Let's see if he's able to get this fight done and over with without getting grabbed too many times. And Supersonic able to make it through a really tough screen while keeping Burning. It's very, very useful to keep Burning through that screen. Oh, and Sharky able to finish off Fan does not grab Throw, which makes the next fight a little bit easier. But FasterSuperSonic's movement's very, very smooth. With Sharky down to 1 HP, let's see if he's able to remember to use the soft reset. Decides not to, and is just going to go ahead on with the level. There is a maximum tomato on this screen. Let's see if he remembers where it's at. Goes by the maximum tomato. Let's see if he's going to be able to make it through this. Takes a death at the end of a long screen. Now since there is no candy, he has to do this without invincibility. FasterSuperSonic getting the 2-cycle on Bonkers here. Even with taking that damage at the end, that's a very good fight. Sharky taking another death on this screen. Grabs the sword ability and progresses on more. FasterSuperSonic utilizing the invincibility of Tornado here. Sharky making his way through this Meta Knight arena. Gets a double damage there. Very good call. FasterSuperSonic trying desperately to keep a hold of that tornado as it makes the next couple levels very quick. Let's see which route Sharky is going to go ahead and do on this screen. There's a quick route that you can use. Oh, and ends up taking some damage and having 1 health. He's going to have to go around and get that potion. FasterSuperSonic still progressing his way through Orange Ocean, still on a very good pace. Sharky going into the TikTok fight. This fight takes 6 hits with sword. Unable to keep a hold of his ability and loses it. He's going to have to wait for some of these music notes. But gets the kill and proceeds on to the dark room with Mike. FasterSuperSonic again utilizing the invincibility frames of Tornado. Makes these rooms, which were a very big struggle for a lot of runners, ooh, and almost takes a death trying to grab Tornado. That was a very close call. Let's see if he's going to get one of these UFOs. Grabs an ability. You don't necessarily have to have a specific ability for this. But having this star here is going to help a lot. Able to use a double star to take out both of these Frosties at the same time. Very good technique. Sharky almost taking a death there. Trying desperately to get this high jump. But decides to just go on ahead. And FasterSuperSonic in the last Meta Knight arena of the game. Proceeding quickly, getting these enemies out of the way. 1 health though, let's see if he is able to pull it out. And does pull it out and is going into the next level. Let's see if he does a soft reset before Meta Knight. Sharky making his way up the Krakow fight. FasterSuperSonic does do a soft reset, which gives him full health and 2 lives. Very good call considering the ability that he needs he gets from the fight. Sharky able to cut these corners. One thing to note about this Meta Knight fight, which was very, very close, by the way, by FasterSuperSonic, Meta Knight has an complete RNG whether or not he wants to block your attack or not. So the best Meta Knight fight is one where he doesn't block any of your attacks, but more than likely he's going to block a few, which is going to cause your rhythm to go off. FasterSuperSonic, he's just going to continue ahead without doing another reset. I assume he's going to go ahead and grab this potion. Skips the potion, which is going to make this very scary fight coming up in 7-2. Not being able to get any health, and if he's going to plan on using ball strats, he's going to need that health. Takes a death, very good call, takes the death, and he's going to go ahead and get ball with full health. That was a very good call by FasterSuperSonic there, getting full health instead of 3 health. And going into 7-2, which is the boss tower. Now, each of these enemies that he's going to go against is a tougher version of all the enemies. They're a lot faster. And here's Fan with really rough pattern, but he's able to take no damage on either Bonkers or Fan, powering through. Hey there, Blue Gamer. How are you doing tonight? Taking some damage on Bugsy here. Not an easy fight at all, but gets the kill. And gets the Fireline kill. Let's see if he is able to isolate the burning there and not grab his star. Sharky taking a death here on Bonkers. FasterSuperSonic is setting a blazing pace in this run, making me sweat over here. If you guys didn't hear earlier in the run, the winner of this match is actually going to be going against me in the next round. FasterSuperSonic going through this vertical movement screen, decides to go ahead and ditch burning and proceed onward. Getting the last invincibility candy of the game, he's going to press through this screen. Totally biased commentary, but I'm rooting for FasterSuperSonic. Sharky making it through 5-3. Let's see how he's able to handle the spike shaft here. FasterSuperSonic making his way over to 7-4. Another one of the tougher screens, and sometimes safer to just puff right through it. Fairly smoothly getting through there. Let's see how he's able to get through the rest of the level. Sharky getting hit by another hothead. The enemies are not kind. Alright, spike shaft time. Let's see how he's able to handle this. Takes the outside, 1 health left. Let's see if he's going to make it through there. Plays it safe and floats down. Very good call. FasterSuperSonic taking an early death on this screen, which leaves him with 0 lives. Not a very good place to be. Gonna go ahead and grab Spark here. after this level, it's FasterSuperSonic's call whether he wants to proceed onward with 0 lives and full health, or if he's going to do a soft reset and go in with more lives. But the next level, he could either use Spark Strats or grab Crash for the Grand Wheelie fight. Sharky on this boss arena takes a death. Never a good time to die on one of these boss arenas. FasterSuperSonic decides to not do a soft reset and go in with 0 lives. Let's see how he's able to handle Grand Wheelie with Spark. Takes down Grand Wheelie and isolates that wheel power to get that. FasterSuperSonic still making great time. Sharky playing around with ball a little bit. Not quite sure what he's trying to do here. Sharky going the slow way through this level. I'm not sure if he knows about the secret there, which would give him a max tomato and progress him further in the level. FasterSuperSonic on 7-6, the last stage of this game. Progressing smoothly with wheel through here. Let's see if he's able to keep the ability, as keeping it to the end of this level is the fastest way through it. Ooh, gets surprised there. That was some very bad placement of that enemy. Not much you can do about there. Pushes through. Now FasterSuperSonic is going to be cutting it very, very close to his PB here if he has a perfect DDD and Nightmare fight. Taking another hit there. Doing a soft reset might be a good call for FasterSuperSonic at this point. Does do the soft reset. Very good call. Is probably going to go into level 4 here to grab ball for this DDD fight. Utilizes that jump from DDD to have a great fight through here. Very, very smooth. And going into the final fight of the game. With a great orb and a nightmare, this could very well be a PB for FasterSuperSonic. Sharky deciding to keep burning through this stage instead of grabbing wheel, which would make much of this a lot easier. But FasterSuperSonic finishing up orb here. Does not die, but goes into the final fight with 1 health. Now, it is perfectly reasonable to not take any damage in this fight. This fight is extremely predicted. The RNG is very, very reliable. Missing the first hit. Not a very good start to this nightmare fight. Obviously, the 1 HP is not something that you want to go into this fight with. Sharky going against Heavy Mole with Burning, not one of the abilities that you want to go against this boss with. deciding to just take the hits. And having to finish the fight casually, which is one of the slower boss fights in the game. Oh, and FasterSuperSonic almost taking a hit. Almost taking a hit here. And takes a death on Nightmare on the last hit, inches before finishing this game. Inches before finishing this game, takes a death. Trying to finish this game. Trying desperately to finish this game. And Sharky taking a death and a game over on Heavy Mole. And finishing the... And FasterSuperSonic finishes the game with a 47-16. Which I believe is still a PB. We'll have to get him in here to see for sure. I'm not sure what his PB is, but I know before the tournament he had submitted a 49. And he might have PB'd by 20 seconds or so from his current. Sharky going into Heavy Mole with Sword. Well, very, very good job, FasterSuperSonic. I look forward to competing against you in the next round. Let's see if he wants to get into this for some post-run interview. We're gonna go ahead and get FasterSuperSonic into here for a quick post-run interview while we let Sharky here finish up. Sharky taking another death on a long screen. Now Sharky's submitted PB at the beginning of the tournament was a 149, so he is still on pace to beat his personal time, which is what's also important for these runners. I believe we have FasterSuperSonic here.
Hi.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
How do you feel about your run?
It was pretty good.
That nightmare death, literally inches from finishing the run. Not the best way you would like to end a run.
Yeah.
But I do believe that was still a PB, am I correct?
Yes.
That's wonderful, wonderful. It's good to hear. You had a very, very solid run, some amazing boss fights.
Yeah.
Is there anything specific that stuck out to you in that run?
Just the nightmare death.
Just the nightmare death. That's never something fun. It was always scary going into that fight with 1 health. That one small little movement error can cause that to happen. I honestly thought you had it done until until I saw that star floating there. So, how long has it been since you've been running this game? Because I believe you used to run it and then you came back, correct?
Yeah.
And thus far, you've already increased your PB by, what, 3 minutes now?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Are you planning on keeping with it after the tournament? I guess we'll see how the tournament goes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you're aware that you're going to be going against me in the next round.
Yeah.
Don't worry, don't be too scared. I've been ripping every run that I go. So, don't be too scared. I have had some terrible luck with this game recently. But I am very much looking forward to competing against you in this next round.
I am too.
I think we got Sharky still working through Orange Ocean here.
Okay.
He is still on route for a fairly large PB for himself, which is very good, as he was seeded fairly low in this tournament. But again, thank you for competing, and congratulations on the solid win.
Yeah.
Looking forward to some more PBs by you.
And thank you for commentating.
Hey, not a problem at all. You go ahead and have a wonderful night, alright? Sleep
Okay.
that sweet PB sleep, okay? And everybody's still in chat. We're still progressing forward with this run by Sharky. Sharky trying to get to the door here. Yes, Rainmakers, there is a special kind of sleep that you get after you PB. I will be full witness to this. Is the sweet PB sleep of champions, the doze of domination. I wouldn't mind some of that myself. Sharky, luckily having 2 lives isn't going to take a continue at the end of this level. But needs to push his way through here. Sharky, gonna go ahead and grab sword here, which might make some of these next screens a little bit easier. Down to 1 health though. See if he's able to make it through here without taking any damage. Very, very close call there. Ooh, makes a very tight turn to that Gordo. Going to go up here and grab this potion here. Hey, I appreciate Anusian. I've never commentated with someone, so we'll see how that goes in these later matches in this tournament. Sharky taking another death, but unfortunately at the end of this level, he's going to be safe going into the next one. Now keep in mind that before these runners are going against each other, they're also running against themselves. The seeds aren't always going to put someone of equal skill next to someone of equal skill. So, Sharky, by chance, has a PB of about, I think it's either an hour and 46 or an hour and 49. So he is still on a very good pace compared to himself, which is very important as we progress over into the other bracket. Grabbing that needle again. No, Corgax. Faster has already finished. He finished with a time of 47 minutes and I believe 11 seconds. Sharky, you want to grab this one up in a very odd place, very out of the way. Sharky taking some damage early. Decides to grab UFO. Let's see if he's able to make it through this screen. Unfortunately, is not. Very difficult screen to get through. That's why the speedrunners mostly use Tornado here, which gives you the invincibility. But he didn't spawn all of them, so there should still be a few UFOs left around. For anybody that didn't know, UFO is a very intriguing ability in this game, as it's considered to be overpowered, as its movement's very smooth, it has many different attacks. It's one of the only abilities that does have this. And when the enemies spawn, that is the only time that enemy is going to spawn until you reload your save. Decides to take the upper route and go against the double poppies instead of taking the bottom route and going against the Mr. Frosties. Let's see if this is going to go ahead and pay off for Sharky here. Gonna go ahead and grab Crash, just in case. Now, I'm not certain on the effect that Crash will have on this Meta Knight arena. But going to go ahead and utilize it and defeat these three enemies here. Gets body slammed by that knight. Get this last enemy and proceed through this level to the Meta Knight fight. Again, Sharky is definitely on PB pace. He decides to not do a soft reset and go straight into the Meta Knight fight. Let's see if he's able to handle Meta Knight and his terrible RNG. Takes a death and is going to go ahead and go in here. Second round of Meta Knight seems to be going very smoothly. He had wonderful RNG on Meta Knight there. And proceeds into level 7. Using Spark here to get through here. Let's see if he's going to go ahead and we'll see what strats he decides to use against the boss arena in 7-2. Does not grab ball, so let's see if he's going to just push through here with Spark and take on the boss arena with Spark. Going slowly through here, even though puffing is probably the fastest way to get through this. Safely, at least. Continues to retain Spark for the boss endurance fight. First, let's see if he's going to go top route or bottom route. He decides to take the bottom route. Not something I am familiar with. Takes on TikTok. On 0 lives and going into this Frosty fight. It's only 10:14 p.m. Thomas, it's not too bad. Losing the ability, you want to go ahead and take on this Bonkers without abilities. Time for Fan. Handles Fan with Hammer. I didn't realize there would be this many boss battles on the bottom route. Oh, taking another hit down to 2 health and throwing Hammer, relying on Bugsy's bugs to be able to finish him off. Bugsy having an obnoxious amount of HP right now, but able to finish it. On to Fire Lion. Ooh! Makes a bad call and dashes into Fire Lion. Not something that you're able to do with that ability. Trying to figure out what to do here. The best case with any Fire Lion fight, if you have to casual it, is to float at the top, wait for him to use the ability that drops the star. He cannot hurt you all the way at the top of the screen. Getting another hit. He has 2 more hits. Oh, and barely dodging a hit from Fire Lion. This is a very, very intense fight here. Getting another hit. He has 1 more hit left on Fire Lion. 1 more hit left on Kirby. Gets the last hit on Fire Lion, grabs Burning, and proceeds onward. Congratulations, just do not get hit by the Sword Knight on this next screen. Ooh, and barely dodges a hit from the Knight, and grabs the Max Tomato. Sharky making it through a very stressful 7-2. Sharky floating his way up, taking a little bit of damage here and there. But decides to get the Max Tomato before heading to the next screen. Gonna go ahead and grab this invincibility candy and press through here. Decides to go for this extra life here, which is going to make this next part a little bit more dangerous, and takes a hit because of it. Trying to grab all the lives that he can to make it through here without doing some soft resets. In my opinion, most of the time, it's faster and safer to go ahead and do a soft reset, rather than go completely out of your way to grab some of these 1-ups. Now, it's not the case for all 1-ups. Some of them are on the route, but... Oh, Sharky deciding to use Tornado, which does not destroy blocks. Now I understand why we take the top route in 7-2. Much less... Oh, takes a death here. Sharky not grabbing Spark here. Let's see how he handles the next screen without an ability. Takes a little bit of damage here. Going for the 1-up and just going to float through the Gordos. And finishing up this level. Sharky on 1 HP going into this Grand Wheelie fight. It's going to be a very difficult fight for him if he decides to puff through Grab Crash, which is probably his best bet, but he also has to rely on the RNG for the wheel attack. Does Crash, can he jump over it? And he takes another death and has to casual this wheelie fight, which can be very, very dangerous, as wheelies RNG is very mean sometimes. I've had some awful wheelie fights in Powerless. Taking a large amount of damage here, and wheelie's still not giving up. Accidentally swallows the red wheel and does not get an ability from it. Those enemies do not provide an ability. Grand Wheelie getting mad over here. Down to 2 health. Wheelie's still not giving up his abilities. Sharky's still not forcing it. There we go. Getting another one. Still has 2 more hits on him. Oh, and he takes another hit. Able to get one more. Can he sustain? Able to get the kill on Grand Wheelie and making it to the next screen. Let's see what Sharky's strats here are going to be. He's going to attempt to puff through here. A good call, except for these burning. Yes, that is what happens when you try to puff through this screen. Decides to go for Spark. Interesting strategy here. Spark does have a static fall speed even when in the wind turbines there, so that's not too bad. And Sharky making it through. And entering 7-6, the last full stage of this game. Grabs an extra 1-up and a max tomato here. Noxious to explain to you, Sharky has a much low. The RNG was really terrible on that fight, but Sharky is doing very good in consideration to his previous runs. He is very far ahead of his PB. Now let's see what Sharky decides to do against King DDD. Will he use ball strats, or will he go for a different ability? He does go for ball strats. Not sure what he's trying to do here. He needs to exit the level now that he has gotten the ball ability. I guess just testing it out and see if he can handle it. Taking an immediate hit and then attacking his own ability and causes a death to DDD. But he's gonna go back and try ball again with full health. Just practicing a bit before he goes into this fight, psyching himself out, or psyching himself up. Doing the same thing and dropping his ability. See if he's able to handle DDD with just the damage that DDD provides. Down to 3 health. DDD also about halfway through his health. Takes another hit, down to 2 health. Oh, and Sharky again down to 1 health. Having a very close call there. And then taking another death to DDD. Decides to go in powerless and just go ahead and utilize the stars that King DDD drops with his attacks. Taking a hit, taking 2 hits, and down to 1 health, and taking a final hit by DDD, going ham with that hammer. Sharky deciding to go back for the ball strats. Trying desperately to finish this run. And Sharky finishing off DDD and going into the final fight of this. Illusion, an average speed run of this, probably about an hour. Luckily, he got the health refill right before this fight. Unfortunately, though, he is down to 0 lives. So taking a death on Orb or on Nightmare is going to be devastating. So hopefully he's able to push this out, finish this game up, and call this a massive PB. Finishing off Orb here, going into this final fight with 2 health. Missing the first available hit on Nightmare. Again, Nightmare has very predictable attack patterns. He's going to do essentially the same thing throughout this fight. That being said, he does do attacks, and if you're in the wrong spot at the wrong time, you can get hit by these attacks. Sharky taking a hit. Not what you want to do here is take a hit, but he is still going. He has 2 more hits. Now, if you can see that Kirby, the Star Rod ability, this is the only chance you get of the Star Rod ability. The jumping attack does that spinning thing that you see there. Do not jump. There you go. The jumping attack does less damage than the Star. Sharky taking a death due to jumping around. Not something that you want to do in that final fight. The bottom left is a safe spot to stay. Sharky getting a little bit excited there over him getting this massive PB. He needs to calm down a little bit and finish this run out. Down to 1 health on this orb fight. Ooh, barely squeezes through those attacks and able to get through orb. Now with 2 lives on Nightmare, he shouldn't have too much of an issue. Again, Sharky's PB is in the upper 140s, so if you compare that to his current time, he is on a fantastic pace. Taking that looked like an intended death to get full health. Not jumping high enough to get that first hit, but still jumping around and taking unnecessary damage. And again, taking more unnecessary damage. Jumping again, taking some more unnecessary. He needs to just stand in that bottom corner. You are safe from all attacks in that bottom corner. Down to 1 health again. Now the only time that you can give damage to Nightmare is when he is showing that bottom tornado looking like static. And then he is only vulnerable in that spot. taking another death. Again, down to 0 lives on this final nightmare fight. Getting the hit. Having solid hits on this last nightmare fight. Two more shots to go. And one final hit. Still waiting for this last hit, and gets it, and ends the run at 27:15. Congratulations, Sharky, on the massive, massive PB. Congratulations to both of these runners for their fantastic runs, and both of them getting a PB on this is amazing. Excited to see more of both of these runners in this tournament. I believe the next match we have in this tournament will be... Do we have any runs tomorrow? 1 second while I check. Looks like we do not have any runs planned for tomorrow, but we have 3 runs planned for Monday. So please give these give these runners, and Cheryl will put me up there as well. But go ahead and give these follows to these runners. They've been doing really hard and getting these runs better. Now we're gonna have a run for on the first round tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we're going to go ahead and continue with round 2. So please stick by. You'll be seeing us around the Speed Gaming channels. And thank you so much, all of you, for popping in and viewing and watching and cheering on these runners as they progress through these runs and get these wonderful PBs. And as for this next round, you'll be seeing myself and FasterSuperSonic, the winner of this round, competing in the next round of this tournament. Alright, well, thank you all so much for viewing and hanging out and cheering on these runners. You all have a wonderful evening.